Warm greetings and welcome once again to Slim Talks by Anil Fernandes. As you know, Slim Talks aims at developing excellence in areas of strategy, leadership, innovation, and marketing for your businesses. Today, we will talk on a very interesting aspect of business, especially as an entrepreneur. If you are launching a new venture or a new business, or even if you're setting a new business within your existing organization, or simply if you're launching a new product in your business unit. So we shall understand the important framework that will help you to assess the attractiveness of your entry market and make a decision. Is there any one of us who has purchased a car without ever taking a test drive? Or is there anyone who has purchased a house without looking at every room in the house and the surroundings? Remember, you are committing a lifetime in terms of a significant investment, and therefore you are keen to understand whether the investment is going to be worth it for you for that period of time when you are in that business. So therefore, it is very, very critical to assess the attractiveness, and we will discuss a framework. Now, before we do that, let's jot down the fundamental difference between markets and industries. Both these terms are used interchangeably. Industry refers to the group of companies, which is my company and the competitive set of companies in that particular industry, which is catering to different customer segments. So industry is all about a group of organizations. Markets pertain very specifically to customer sets, the segments, their behavior, usage, and attitude and belief patterns. So now that we are clear about the fundamental difference between markets and industries, let us look at this framework, which will help you in understanding the attractiveness of your market and taking the right decision for committing to your resources and investments. This model was proposed by John Mullins, who is a professor in the London Business School. Now, if you see this model, it is actually divided into 7 domains of your business. So you have 4 outer domains, which you can see in the 4 boxes here, and you have 3 inner domains, which you can see within the circle. Now, there are 2 axes. On the x-axis, you have the market domain and the industry domain, while on the y-axis, you analyze the domains either at a macro level or at a micro level. So basically, it is a 2x2 framework. The first framework is the market domain at macro level, which is the attractiveness of your market. At the market size, what has been the trends in terms of growth at a value level as well as at the unit level. And this gives you an assessment of the opportunity that you're going to invest in that particular market. Every entrepreneur or every business person would like to operate in markets that are growing and which has a potential for future growth. Nobody would like to invest in a market which is in a decline stage or in a market which has got constrained for growth in the recent past. So understanding the attractiveness of your market at a macro level is critical in terms of basing the foundation for success. The next thing that you will look at is basically the industry domain at the macro level. So here you will look at the attractiveness of the industry and how profitable and the ease of doing business in that particular industry. The framework that you will use here is the Porter's 5 forces model. So we will look at the existing competitive intensity and the existing rivalry that exists in this market. Do you think the rivalry exists as a healthy rivalry or as an unhealthy rivalry? Are there very aggressive players? So, if there are very aggressive players and the rivalry is very unhealthy, what is your imperative in terms of successfully differentiating yourself and carving out your planned market shares? So, these are the things you will look at when you talk about industry attractiveness. You will also look at the bargaining power of your suppliers and your customers. So, is the balance of power more towards your suppliers and more towards your customers? In that case, it puts a significant onus upon you to navigate through these challenges and come out with more compelling and clear-cut plans to succeed this by making the best use of your suppliers and your customers. The third outer domain you will look at is basically your target segment benefits at the micro level. So remember, the market is a heterogeneous mix of diverse group of consumers. And as a business person, you have to make a model of segmentation by classifying them in terms of similarity in their behaviors and similarity in their usage patterns. So these form your market segments. You will have to look at how attractive is your offering to your market segment whom you are going to serve. What is the differentiator or what is the value proposition why they should prefer your offering as existing choices what they have. So understanding the growth, the behavior, the drivers and the barriers for usage in your target segment becomes very critical. So you will have to look at secondary data, looking at the trends in the market and customers. And also you need to gather insights through interaction with customers and doing primary research in order to have a better qualitative assessment of the drivers and barriers that influence category or product usage. The fourth outer domain, what you will look at is basically what is your competitive and economic sustainability. So what is your economic engine that is going to drive your business as the very core of your value proposition? So your USP or your value proposition has got to be defined very critically. Take, for example, an Apple. Their USP revolves completely around technology, its constant updation and upgradation that enhanced user experience in terms of information, in terms of knowledge, in terms of data, in terms of entertainment or infotainment. So at every period of time, they step up on their innovation and technology to enhance the user experience. Take Starbucks, premium coffee for out-of-home coffee. And it's not just coffee, but it's the ambience that you get for the feeling of comfort and happiness in the company of your close friends. It goes beyond coffee with the highest grade and highest quality of coffee in the premium coffee segment with assorted snacks and beverage. And of course, a huge ambience. So all this gets into defining the very core of the USP of a Starbucks. So you have to critically understand what is it that is your capability which will intersect beautifully with the needs of your target customers. And when you do that, then you have a value proposition which can be sustainable for a long period of time. So these are the four outer domains. Now let us come to the internal team domains. And here you have three of them. The first internal domain is basically all about your mission, your vision, and the aspirations and the risk appetite for you and for your team. So when you define your vision is something futuristic in terms of the position that you want to build in the eyes of your stakeholders. And this has to be clearly communicated. Your mission becomes the very purpose of your existence. And both your vision and your mission, without any ambiguity, must be clearly percolated down the rank and file of your organization so that everybody is clear which will drive their behavior and their output towards the vision and mission. And not forgetting, your strategy will critically revolve around your vision and your mission. So, what is your ambition? Do set up very high and lofty ambitions that will spur and motivate your team and help them to rise above their potential with their full capability to use all that they have in terms of their potential towards achieving these objectives which every one of us cherish. So the goals for every employee must be aligned to the goals of your business. The second internal domain is what are your critical success factors? So you must be able to list down those two key things, which if it works very well, will negate all those things which do not work well for you. Similarly, you've also got to pinpoint 2 or 3 things which, if they don't go well for you, will negate everything else that goes well for you. So take, for example, the very area of customer relationships. How do you build your customer relationship practices in your organization that helps you to accelerate your customer acquisition rate and improve customer retention? So if this is a critical success factor for you, you've got to deploy your resources and ensure you create a very robust plan in terms of addressing this critical success factor. The third internal domain is basically connectedness up and down your value chain. So take, for example, your relationships with your suppliers and your investors. So doing this framework will really help you to establish a solid foundation on which you build your business model that can increase the confidence level of your investors to get the vital funding for your particular business. Or look at what is the relationship that you build with your suppliers and with your customers that will help you to have a synergistic and mutually beneficial relationship with both, so that you grow along with their growth and you prosper together as a business and as a supplier and as a customer. So you create a very vibrant and robust ecosystem in which all of you thrive together in a mutually synergistic relationship. So friends, these are the 7 critical aspects propounded in the Mullins 7-domain model, which is important for you to look at lenses and filters to base the foundation of success for your business. So I repeat once again, the 4 outer forces that you will look at are market attractiveness, target segment benefits and attractiveness, industry attractiveness, and competitive and economic sustainability. And the 3 inner domains which pertains to my business, to my team, are firstly, the mission, the vision, aspiration, and the risk appetite, our ability to execute on critical success factors, and connectedness up and down the value chain. Friends, I do hope you found this brief discussion to be very useful. And next time, when you get into this situation, when you think of launching your venture, or you want to start a new business within your organization, or you want to launch a new product, you could do well to reflect on the 7 domains. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. And if you do like my content, please do subscribe to my channel, please share, and please comment on the channel. Thank you so much and wish you all the successes for your businesses. Thank you.